All right. Very, very good evening to everybody out there. It is the continuing sagas of Warrior Junior. The continuing saga. Not the continuing sagas. This is only one saga. It's like, was it the saga of Luke Skywalker? It's one. What do you mean sagas? It's not plural. And I think to myself, what a miserable world. Is it Louis Armstrong? Shines of blue. Something he says. Something this. Then I think to myself, I've seen like a video. It looks like a post-apocalypse world, like like the giant missiles crashing and whatever blowing up. It says, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah. He goes like that. He says, I had an idea, and I know an idea is nothing more than glorified daydreaming because you could have a great idea, and even if you, they said, if you don't write it down, it's nothing. Well, even if you write down your idea, they said that only it increases its percentage of remembrance by 33%. So, it's not even that big of a deal. I mean, you might think it's something. I remember looking at who's the guy that wrote, it's not Roland Dahl. It might be. It might be the Willy Wonka, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then, of course, he's known for these books and everything like that. But he had like this thing of all these things he wrote down, ideas for this and that, and it never became. It never became. Just it's like you could have write down all these ideas, and then like what happens getting produced is like that much out of all of this product that ideas that you had. What was it? Excuse me, Thomas Edison again. Like of course had all these patents and everything, but known for the light bulb, whatever. But excuse me, still had like 3,000 patents. Just like so. My point is, or maybe more. I don't know. Maybe 12,000 patents. I don't know. Um, you know what this is with the special ingredient. Um, and how many people have ideas that they've written down that they've gotten patents for, trademarks for, written scripts, and then they just never get made. Nothing better than some hot tea or some hot soup when it's cold outside. You know. You know, I was watching before I went on. I always talk about getting older. I was reminiscing. I was watching like highlights, from like Macho Man, Randy Savage, 1990. So I was a kid, and I was a very ambitious kid. I ran around a lot, and I wish I could have been. I was really, really small when I was 16, even 17. Really, really small. Like maybe, yeah, 100 pounds, maybe. When I was 16, 17, 100 pounds. I had a very heavy aunt who she was married to my grandmother's brother, and she kind of scared me sometimes, saying, "Oh, you're going to need to have intravenous fluids, like you're, anemic or whatever." My coach called me that one time. Like they thought I was sickly or something like that, but I wasn't. I remember I had to get a checkup for baseball, like in 11th grade, around that age. I remember they did put me on the scale. I was 111, and I said, "Doctor, like am I sickly? Like, am I? And the doctor says, no, you're growing. You're fine. And he knew. I think I was maybe 5'6" at the time. I was growing, so I never had a huge. I didn't get gigantic. I mean, I think I 5'9". I thought I was 5'10". I think I'm shorter. Always kind of forget what my height was. I don't think I think I'm 5'9" or something. I have to check. Um, but I did kind of grow little by little. I remember in college, because I started working out toward the end of high school. I started doing lots of shoulder, so lots of push-ups and stuff. So I never gained an immense amount of muscle quick, but you know, there's a difference. You go from 111 to like 125, for example. So it's like, even 13 pounds of muscle, whatever, 15 pounds, it's on a small frame. It's very noticeable. So, and I liked it. I liked the idea of, being solid and strong and stuff. When I met these wrestlers, I met them all. I couldn't believe how tall the Ultimate Warriors, 6'5", and Rick Rude 6'4", the Hulk Hogan. These guys are fucking big motherfuckers. I couldn't believe I was a kid. Even the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, I remember he had like a workout shirt on. I walked by and I met him. I was like, guys are like 240 pounds. I was like, holy shit. But I knew, like, see, I didn't. I mean, I just loved it. And, I said, well, let me be the best I can be. Let me work with what I have. And you know, I just never. The thing is, you can't, like, when it comes to like steroids and anabolics and muscle things. My philosophy is, if you can't get it over the counter, it's not it's something that's really, really powerful, the prescription stuff, and you're taking, you're really rolling the dice, man. I mean, it's something that I just don't see it. See all those people are gone already now, because the bigger you are, tall and big, your heart has to work that much harder. It's really tough. You kind of want to be lean as you get older. And keep yourself, the bottom line is, you want to be in absolute first class plus condition as you get older. And my mom, she's doesn't get it. She's doesn't understand. These women, they suffer, they get osteoporosis. Thinning of the bones, stuff like that. And they don't understand. You know, there's women that like to walk, but they don't do any weight bearing exercises, and they don't supplement. They don't understand. They don't get that. Um, it should be common sense. Now, the exercises, I understand a lot of people don't know how to work out properly, and but nutrition, I mean, that's like kind of research. You figure out, okay, well, am I eating clean? Like, am I eating good here? And am I supplementing as I get older? Because, like, a lot of these older people, they just don't do it. They don't get it. They spend money on things that are kind of easy, like to get their hair done, the makeup thing, or they buy outfits and stuff. That's not, really taking care of yourself. That's taking care of the superficial things that people like to compliment you on. Oh, look at this purse. Look at these beautiful high heel shoes. Look at high heel shoes. I went out. I told you I went. Where I'm not going to discuss the what I went through to get to that place, last night, because it's I did that in the last episode. I already talked about that, but you know I'm just saying in general, as older people or whatever, they it's like young people for the most part. I've seen, but a lot, I went to In-N-Out Burger last night. I was, eating this. I had, one burger and a shake to go, but young people, they're half my age. My God, and I'm gonna say it's nice. I gotta stop saying that, but I try to be brazen and open and honest on this channel. Um, Wait till they're my age. They ain't gonna fucking look like nothing. I mean, you know, for the most part, because as you get older, the metabolism slows. Most people don't move around that much. They focus on making money. They try to build a life, whatever. And I respect that. I respect that. That's huge. You have to do those things. I have a friend that's he's a little out there. He's got his mental issues. Kind of works out obsessively, but that keeps him kind of sane. No wife, no kids, no nothing. Um, but it's like, what kind of woman wants somebody like that? What kind of woman wants somebody like me? A broke dancer. Broke is a very vague term. So is rich. It's a very vague term. Rich implies affluent. Like you're well-to-do, but what's rich? It's all relative, right? Now, most people say $1 million is rich. Okay, it's an accepted vague definition. You know, but $1 million today, $1 million today is not what $1 million were 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. So we have to take these things into consideration, like with the rises in the value of real estate. Um, it's kind of leveled off, but it's still, in my area, $1 million house is not a big deal. Um, in West Hollywood, the teardowns they get 2.5 million for a teardown for the land. I really don't care, because I'm not rich. I can't afford any of that. Um, you know, I was just what was going through my mind right there was thinking about like what I spent so many years doing, and dancing is like people give me their compliments. It's like it's great and everything, and then I said, well, why am I doing this? What am I? When you go to different venues, you're gonna see different people and different reactions from things. I try to go and say, go say, okay, well, I've been to these places, I've gone here, I've gone this, I've gone that. God, that dance floor at the Irvine Hilton, it sucks. It really does. It's wood, but it's not, and it's not sticky. I can't describe it. It's like heavy. I don't know how to. It's not supposed to be slick, which it wasn't, and it wasn't sticky. So I don't know how to describe the composite. It's just very, very poor. Maybe it's a lacquering on a type of wood that's not. It was a really bad dance floor. The older people don't understand that because they're not moving. They're not. Most people that dance don't. If they don't dance, they don't understand pivot points and you know, um, traction and certain types of I say pit maneuver, but it's like if you plant your foot and do when you come if you bring your other foot around, not just a simple turn, but like like a half body turn when your feet are separated, like kind of like when you're doing a boogaloo kind of hit, like sometimes you reverse your body Is the best way I can describe it. Not very good with dancing terminology, but I could just tell like when the floor doesn't flow. Um, a lot of places floor is good. Like it's good enough. I don't. I'm not super picky about that. But when I see a floor that's really bad and not in a good way, I know it instantly. I go, this is not a good floor, and I know these venues, some of these ballrooms or whatever, their floors are just not that good, and they're very very small. They're relatively small. I But you know what? And that's what it's what for these older people. That's what they do. They got all these tables and chairs set up around the perimeter, and they dance a song or two, and they go and they sit down. You know, they're not dancers per se. They didn't, or maybe they were for a very brief period in their when they were 20 or something like that. And then when they got older, it's just it's a very hard thing to stay with. It's like, how can you? Like if you're a gymnast or something when you were like, in high school, and then you go to work. Your body does not, you can't keep that shit up. You can't. Now, I was a baseball player, so I kind of stayed with, the fitness thing. I did, um, even throughout. I talked about, how many years I played cards for and everything, but I always walked. And then like I took some time, I didn't work out for a couple of years, and then I was like, yeah, you know what, let me get back into this. And and you understand, 12 weeks doesn't sound like a long time, but in fitness it is. If you're working out every day and writing everything down, um, you can, if you know what you're doing, you can get in really good shape, um, if you dedicate yourself, to it. And that I know, that I kind of, now when people, they don't even have a fitness background, they don't know what they're doing, and they're 40 years old, 50 years old, um, that's going to be a little more challenging, because at that point, it's like, now you want to get, because most of those people, that just gets out of hand. If you come from a fitness background, you come from this, it's not, it's challenging, but it's like, what to do. It's like you just do the work, that's all it is. And even though you're older, yeah, your body is not as spry and strong and whatever as it used to be. I was never strong to begin with, but it doesn't mean that you're on your way out. Like it doesn't mean it's over. It might feel like at times, but it's not. Um, there's no need to like compete with people too. You have people half your age, um, to see who can lift more. What's the fucking point? It's all ego. Um, doesn't mean fucking nothing really. You know, I know, I get these people lately, they try to like advertise on my channel, do their comments. And again, I don't, unless you're going to contribute, um, unless you're here to learn, you're kind of just wasting your energy and your time. I could say I'm wasting mine, but I like to do this because, this kind of helps me. It helps me because, in a way, like, it's your channel, like it's you're on your television show. You get to talk about, things that, you can be open and honest. You don't have to. Nobody's going to tell you, any good. If you don't like it, it's like going to a comedy show. You can always walk out. You don't have to stay here and listen to me. I don't need your support. Like most of these people, they need your support. They're trying to make money. Trying to whatever. They're crying for attention. I'm not. I do this as a journal. I do this as something that might be able to help somebody that's been through what I've been through, which is nobody. Only you've been through. Only you know what you've been through in your life. It's like you're nobody special, but you're unique in a way. It's very interesting. It's like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like you might have a talent. Like they keep telling me, I go out dancing. People are like, well, like thanks, but I've seen people that are way better. Um, you know, it was nice to get the ride home from Irvine, almost 50 miles. Jesus, and I just, it's like I just try to get away from the negativity and the generic young, you know, God, it's amazing. I used to be young once too, and those people that older, at the lemon drop, they used to be young once too. Maybe they realize that they're like, wow, I'm headed toward the end here. I might as well just go out and dance. It's sounds like a real Debbie Downer, like a negative way of looking at life. So I don't mean, sometimes I say things and I know it's taken out of context, but it just shows you that, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And I really don't care because neither are you. And a lot of people, they just are afraid to put themselves out there. As Aristotle said, you don't want to be judged and criticized. Don't say nothing. Don't do nothing. Don't try to be anything. It's real. So it doesn't matter, like, how good or how much you try to help people out. There's always going to be somebody, and fuck them. And if you've helped people, good. Makes you feel good. I don't know. I was walking home from the market today. There's this woman that she's sitting in her truck and she goes, that guy right there tried to break into my car when I was sitting in it, trying to steal something. And the sheriff showed up. They got the guy. They caught him. Little female deputy. She was short. I guarantee you, man, she could hold her own. Someone tries to do something. I guarantee those deputies are tough as shit. They could get you in a fucking chokehold or whatever. They know what they're doing. They got a gun too. That kind of helps. Um, one security guy pointed at me. He goes, "We have witnesses," and he points at me, and I go, "Do not get me. I am not getting involved as a witness in any of this shit because I have had to go to court over being a witness before. I learned my lesson that time. I am not going to court anymore, wasting my life as a witness unless it's something that I care about or I'm serious about. So I'm very sorry to say I've learned from my life experiences um, having to deal with bullshit. You don't even want to talk about that crap I went through once. Maybe I will. I'll just get it out. I was going out. I was waiting for the bus. Waiting for the 4, and I don't know. Some dude was like, I don't know. He's kind of fucking with me. I had to walk out into the street, and the sheriff drives by, and the sheriff told me, "Get out of the street." And I pointed at that guy and said, "He's threatening my life." Well, the sheriff's pulled over, and they fucking got a hammer on this guy. And then, like, I think he resisted. They put his head in the curb, and ambulance came and everything. And the sheriff said, "Would you stay there? You don't go anywhere. You're a witness. I had to obey the sheriff laws." And next thing you know, I had to go to court. And there, this guy was right next to me that fucked with me. I'm surprised he didn't try to kick my ass. I think it was somebody to defend him. I don't know. But it was I think it was at the LA airport courthouse. And from there, I think I walked to the Hollywood Park Casino. um, my friend told me that it was closed, it was tore down. It's not. It's still there. What a gold mine, huh? Next to the SoFi Stadium. Wait till the Super Bowl fucking goes there next year. A couple months. That place is gonna be fucking packed as fuck. All those people coming to town in a casino a block away. Yep. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I haven't been like almost 7 months, just about 7 months. I know the question is, do you miss it? Oof, that's a hard question. Yes and no. It's easy to remember when you win. But those losses, man, so fucking hellacious. Yeah, that's the no. And can you imagine you go there, like you think you got this system, you write down everything and you're allowed to do this. And here I am making $2,000 a day or night, whatever. After 7 days, I'm up 14,000. And then the eighth day, I have a bad day. I drop like 10,000 like this. I thought it's a for sure system. Nothing's for sure. Cards that go on a run, on a tear, and you go down with it. I know. I think I dropped more than that, or I didn't make as much. I gave back everything that I won in a week, 6 day, I forget. So it's like if you're designed like me, if you're like kind of compulsive in that way, it doesn't work. It's not healthy either. It's a lot of stress. You're not moving around, not exercising. You're sitting there waiting and gambling and everything. Might sound like fun and everything, but when you did it like I did it, it's not fun. I know people that really got out of hand and lost a lot more than I did. A lot more. Destroys lives, families, potentially. People can lose their homes over it, their businesses, everything. If you're that compulsive like that, and you have access to that kind of money. They show you on television, these people, and sure, somebody's got to win. They show you poker on TV, trying to get you into poker, like it's a great game of skill and this and that. Not discounting, there is some elements of skill and stuff, but it's a combination, of getting the cards and know when to hold them, know when to fold. Yeah, well, you know what? You can go on a bad run for months and months, man, and lose all your money. And so think about that. You lose for 6 months straight, whatever. Instead you could be focusing on making a business, creating it. You can't do any business, can't do anything when you're sitting there at a card table. Thing like Jeff Bezos, he was no, he was working on building a business in '94. The fast and easy is just generally not the thing. I got fucked in crypto. A lot of people, they're just wanting to fucking strike it rich. Good luck to you with that. And I try to equate things to. It took me about 6 years to get my bachelor's degree. I'm not gonna. I already go back. You can listen to what I went through. I'm just trying to make a point. 6 years because I didn't know. Like I really had a hard route. It wasn't 6 years really worth of work as much as like just not knowing like what I could do. Like what to get your degree and what's the thing I can handle. And I thought, well, playing cards, like that was, I can get good at this and everything, but it's just something that the way that I'm wired, it's not, it just doesn't work. It's not as simple as, okay, well, money management. Okay, well, here I got $1,000. Let me try to work it up to 1,500. Let me quit and then go back when I'm fresh and try to work that 1,500 so like 2,000. Well, you understand, like, the drops, and you could lose, and then you're like, put all the time in, and you're like, what the fuck am I wasting my time for trying to do this here? Up 1,000, down 500, up 200, down 1,200. I mean, it's just monotonous. It's not consistent. I tried other tactics. Go there with big money, like 5,000, and just try to win a couple hundred. Add to it, add to it. Yeah, I would do that. Okay, well, 5,000, 5,300, 5,700, and then get nailed for like 3,000. Boom, like that. It's just look, because you're trying to get that money back that you're down, and you figure that you got to win eventually. And I've seen shit go on hellacious losses, and hands. We're talking 17 in a row. When I was playing Pai Gow poker without a, I shouldn't even be talking about this, but I'm just trying to bring up a point. I write down everything, and then, eventually, losses and pushes, and you're waiting, and you could go broke waiting. Like trying to hit that one. Now, sometimes I remember I hit once, but still, when you're down, it's like you're just getting your money back, and you're waiting. It's really hard to go on a real strong tear, like a strong run where you're hitting everything. It's really tough. Yeah, I think I dropped like close to 10 grand. That was 7 months ago. That I was up, from the 6 days or whatever. Well, that was a lot. Damn near close to 10,000. I rather earn it the slow way and the for sure way. That way, and then that way I can go to the gym. I'd rather take my money. I'll be honest, like I said, it cost me $100 to get home from Irvine last night, and I think the taxi guy gave me a break. He knows me. It's like 50 miles, almost 47 miles or whatever. You know what $100 is when I used to play at the bike or the Commerce? One chip. It's I had to give it to a chick, it's one that I see sometimes. I give her $100, for a little bit of fun. How to do that? Now this one chick, so she's in town. I guess I missed her as her last night. She wanted $450 for the half. It's kind of steep. I mean, I thought about it, I was like, fuck, dude. It's good money, I can't. It's kind of rare. But I rather give it to a chick than give it to a casino, and not because the chick needs it, but because what you get, they let you have fun and stuff like that. So I guess that's kind of, I don't like not getting nothing. Like I've done this. I've gone to a casino. I've lost thousands, and you walk out that door, and it's like getting kicked in the balls, or punched in. It's awful. I remember like I dropped $1,000 at the Commerce playing poker in like a 30-60 game or 60-120 game. It was like nothing. Like half a rack. It was like $1,000. And I was just like waiting for the bus. I was so, literally lights out. Let me turn on the fan, the air conditioner. I almost said the heater, and we will continue the story. Bear with me, folks. So I remember, yeah, when I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time. My girlfriend at the time. And I was like, yeah, I remember. I was playing with like the $20 black chips. It's like, I don't know if it was 40, 80, 60 months, somewhere. Half a rack, it's nothing. And I blew like $1,000 real quick. A year ago, probably. $1,000 is good money. Blow that shit in an hour and a half, whatever, playing some poker. It's ridiculous. I mean, use your own creativity, whatever you could use it for. And for me, that's like, just whatever. If you deal in collectibles, you can look on eBay, try to find something good, graded cards or whatever like that. And let's say it's a $1,500 card, and you could offer the guy like, and graded like it's good. It's like, okay, well, here I can offer you $800 for it. And you get turned down. You know how many offers I would send in, and they just get all shot down. And sometimes people would reply with like, "Oh, I'll take 1350." So there's no middle ground like that. But every once in a while, you put enough offers in good shit, good like star cards. Like if it's sports, Mantle, Mays, Maris, Hank Aaron, there's, the good solid players that people buy, the Hall of Famers or the new players. Tatis, Ichiro, not Ichiro, the Asian guy. I forgot on the Angels. So Suzuki. I almost said I forgot the guy's name, but you know what I mean. So my point. So if somebody says, okay, fine, yeah, people need the money. I said, fuck it, okay, 800. That's fair. It's cash now. People they need to turn the product sometimes. I did this. I bought some gold commemorative gold. Gold Eagles is tough. It's tough. It's really tough. But the commemorative gold's not bad. Every once in a while, because it's still gold weight. So it's like, I know, okay, well, it's spending $400 to make $40. Well, but it's guaranteed 40. Like you're putting up 400, but it's gold. Like it's still. So, it's not, you're not wasting your time if you're making money. To me, the people that are wasting their time are these, is what I call the schlep rock work. 15 bucks an hour, hour after hour. Hey, you know what? If you're one of those, that ain't me. That ain't me. I got up in the morning to go to school. I did it for years and everything like that. And then I learned that was enough. Now, I don't mind getting up and hustling. Shit, I'll stay up for 48 hours straight if it's worth it, if it's hustling, legitimately. But this hourly wage slave kind of thing, that doesn't, I don't believe in that. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry for that. I like to now. It's very difficult for a lot of people to understand my thinking process, and I don't care. Like I have my own beliefs. The way that I'm wired, and I like to work on myself, for myself, by myself. Whenever I want. And that's it. And it kind of like works. I have some of these high-end cards here. I'm holding. I have a friend. He's got like a really good Kobe graded card, and he's holding too. They give it away. I didn't say give away your good shit, but look, I listen to Vegas Dave, talk about flipping stuff. I was buying graded comic books. I made some decent money over like the span of 2 years, for how much I invested. But, I took the profits and I put it into crypto, and I got fucked, because it's fast, easy. That's the thing. It's gambling. It's fucking gambling. They're sucking all these people. They all want to get on the Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP. They all want to get in on this now. Crypto.com. All think. And look, I told you the shit was stolen out of my account. Stolen, gone. They didn't give me anything back to this day. They say I owe them. Coinbase says I owe them. They owe me. They stole from me. The bank reimbursed me for like $1,300 that was stolen out of my account. But that's it. I didn't make it, So my advice is like, don't fall for this fast and easy. It doesn't exist. I mean, you get caught up in this monotonous, kind of thing where you think, oh yeah, I can make this for sure. Look, I'm watching the palladium, market. It's like 1,700 an ounce. And then, it dropped $80. There's a big swings going on. It sounds so easy. Oh, buy the futures. It goes down. It's going to go up. You could make a lot fast. Hey, I did it. Before. You know what happened? It went up a little bit. I made like 10,000. I kept it in there, and the shit fucking tanked. There goes the 10,000, all gone. And then it's tanked even lower. I got a margin call. So it's like, this guy I know, Rich, this guy, it's whatever, let's call him that. He lost a couple million in the stock market, and he just left, left it in there. Millions gone. It's not how he makes his money. He might make a little here and there, but those hellacious losses, they make their money in real estate. They make their money, in other deals, or they're living off of, investments or whatever like that. It's you got to be very, very careful. It's a real, you can fall off that tightrope real easily if you don't stay the course of whatever it is. Look how many legitimate businesses failed too. So, what I say is, I know I keep saying there's like a fast way, the millionaire fast lane. I know, like, I heard of all this kind of shit, but even he doesn't tell you like how. They just tell you don't try to make it fast. They don't tell you how to make it fast. Okay, they're just trying to pump you up with rah cheerleading, but they ain't giving you the fucking keys to the vault and saying, hey, this is how you do it. They use complicated kind of this advertising and the social media thing. I don't know how to do that. I'm not into that. I'm not of the younger generation. I don't relate with that. and they're sure as hell not helping me. You know how many people have seen me dance and everything like that? Not one fucking person ever came up to me and says, "Hey, I'm a producer. I'm this. I could use you for this." Not one. Not one. Okay, because it's not that big of a deal. You know, you gotta understand anything. Like, you know, even I have like form-fitting shirts. I walk around. It's not a big deal. There's plenty of people in shape. Plenty of people. You know, it's just it's you know, you think like you're something. It's like I thought on Sunset. There's like these casting agents. I see they got a million headshots in there of quote unquote beautiful women. They all think they're something better than the other one. I can do this. I can be this. I can do this. I can. I don't give a fuck about any of them. I don't give a flying shit about any of them, really. The only, you know, the women. I mean, yeah, good women, whatever, like that's nice and everything like that. But to me, it's like if I see what I like and I have to pay a little bit, that's my philosophy. Fine, you know, like I'll that's my, you know, my mo. That's how I look at it. If I can get it for free, if there's kind of women, great. If not, then I don't care. You know, it's all doesn't matter to me. I don't. I'm not a generic thinker. I'm not like this average kind of person who wants to get married and have kids, and you know that I'm not wired that way. I don't think that way. Let me turn off the heat here. Bear with me. You know, I just don't think like most people. And that all comes with a price. Everything you do in life comes with a price. You know, I did share the story yesterday. I'm not going to rehash the same story, but I remember, like, you remember that movie Field of Dreams? If you've never seen it, go fucking watch it. You know, like, you don't have to be a baseball fan to understand the, 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 um, the premise, you know, and the moral and what happens in the end. And I'm not going to talk about it, but, you know, I walked yesterday. I know I've already said how far. It doesn't matter. 9 miles to get to this fucking dance event. 9 miles to go exhaust yourself dancing. And I remember like Main Street and I went down the bridges there. There's a sign Irvine welcomes you. Like I'm going into the promised land. It was really funny. It was really funny. Like after walking like 8 miles here, I'm in Irvine. And just as I was walking by, I guess the airport, there's like a sign, John Wayne Airport, American Airlines plane. It's a good sidewalk. It landed right over my head as I was walking down the sidewalk, right over my fucking head. I swear, if it was 150 yards up, if that, might have been lower. I'm gonna look. I'm just curious how it was right there, went right over my head, like not too far. And so it was incredible though. Like it was an incredible thing. That was my reward for the shit I went through. That was my reward. I'm telling you in life. If you go through like unbelievable amount of suffering and perseverance, something generally good happens. It's just it's I don't ask me if it's the universe. Don't ask me if it's Zeus, you know, giving you something. Zeus, the tiny Lister, Zeus, the black guy, you know, versus Hulk Hogan, you know what I mean. But no, it's like the universe kicks down, you know, like they give you like it's so funny. It really is. It is. It's yeah. So that's my point. I remember I walked also at one time 5 miles. I went at the very end. There was this hot chick. I didn't get her, you know. But it was a talk to her. You know, it was like if you go, if you know, it's like in Shawshank Redemption at the end. Another good movie if you've never seen it. But I will tell you a little bit. I will mention a part of it after he climbs through, the chisel, and then he climbs through, and Morgan Freeman narrates. He climbs through the 500 yards of the most foul smelling. He comes out and it's raining, and he's like this. Remember Tony Robbins, Anthony Dufresne. The rains on him. He's free, and that fucking war that he gets what's coming to him. It was great. It's a very good film. But you see the point, like at the end with the boat and everything. But you see the shit that the guy went through. Literally, the shit that the guy went through. It's cute, the shit that the guy went through. That is definitely a fucking pun. Um, so it's not just you. I see. I laugh about it now. I was not in good spirits. Like when I was walking back, because I walked 3.5 miles out of the way, away from where I needed to go. I made a joke. I said, "Why? Yeah, why walk to the venue when you can walk away from it?" I almost wound up in Fountain Valley. Next is like Huntington Beach. I would have never. I would have wound up in the Boca Chica Preserve. I wasn't even near the airport. The airport's in Irvine. I was walking away from it. I thought MacArthur goes around. It does if I went the other way. I went the wrong way. I didn't know. I could have just looked at the Thomas guide before I left. I would have been fine, but I didn't, and that cost me, you know, 8, 9 miles of unnecessary walking instead of 2. But I got there at 9 something. People were dancing. I got there, at least I got a little bit of it. Well, anyway, I guess, I could talk for hours and hours about, my philosophies on things. And, you know, I just want to sum it up by saying that, I want to enjoy life while I'm here. And I know that sounds so cliche, but I think that the way that our society functions with the holidays and the hours of only things being open a certain time, and now we got COVID, we're kind of forced into a linear, robotic way of thinking. It's forced. It's forced. Like in chess, it's forced. And what I urge you is to take a step back for a second and realize that you are a free individual. You don't have to compete to keep up with the Joneses like everybody else. You can do what you want to do in living color. Heavy D and the boys listen to songs. You can do what you want to do. It's so true. But most people don't get that. And if you live long enough, you only get so much time no matter what. And you say, oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So when somebody gets drunk, they do something you generally don't do. I say you don't have to be drunk to stick your neck out there in life and to do things a little differently. I tried to live the Vegas excitement here. It doesn't work here. For whatever reason. Because people like, they go to these high-end restaurants or these bars and stuff, and it's just not, the vibe's not there. They don't let their hair down. They're not there to have fun. It's not. It's not. I don't care if it's here, Irvine, whatever. I've looked for it. It's not here. I noticed, like in Vegas too, it's got a more like, I don't know if they call it wild side or whatever. It's like, I like some of these chicks. They're, they got little crazy hair, purple or whatever. I saw a chick at the Irvine Hill when I left. She had like green hair. She was standing out there. I didn't really try to hit on her. I said, "Oh, I really like your hair." She was young though, like, and I could just, she's on the phone, kind of standoffish, and it was like, "You're not, not gonna get her, kind of thing." But in Vegas, I noticed the difference. Like, I remember when I was there, like the tourists, they're, or whatever, they're the people. They don't got that serious kind of like, that, or they got that wild kind of look. Some of those chicks, and they seem more of like, what's your deal kind of thing, but in a kind of more of a cool way. Here, they say, "What's your deal?" but not in a cool way, like in a more of like a serious demeanor, like kind of thing. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Yeah. That's why I try to go to these other places. I try to venture outside of the comfort zone, the the neutral zone, Star Trek, whatever. You know, but it's like really, really difficult. You would think like LA, you would think, oh my God, there's tons of these beautiful women out there. Oh my God, they're, it's so easy to go to these places and meet them and have a good time. No, like I'm very so. Look at the places you're going. I says, look, man, a lot of these places you don't understand. They're high end guest list places you can't get in, and then the other places are the cliquish that you don't fit in, and then you go to these places with the older people, and then you don't, they're too old. There's nothing there. So like, you basically just walk. I go around. I go, what do I do? Like what? And there's nothing you can do. You don't create these venues. But I'll tell you something. If you don't go out there and at least see, then you get nothing for sure. Then you could become an angry, bitter curmudgeon. I'm not going to be that. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I know it might sound like I am doing this, but I'm not. Believe me, because I am going out there. But I'm just telling you my observations, like what I'm noticing. I'm noticing no connection. I'm noticing not having fun. I'm noticing just, nothing really. Look, I was the last person to leave that venue. I was waiting for my taxi guy to come pick me up around midnight. It was cleared out. They were gone. They were gone at midnight. And at midnight, a place should be kind of hopping, or like young kids. What the fuck is this? You know? And I know I keep saying no offense, but you should have saw some of those women. They could have been like a grandma. They confront me. Are you kidding me? There's a woman, you call her Pan Lady. It's what there was there. It's nothing. Then in my gym, there's like something pretty good every once in a while, something pretty good, and I just don't want to be like this average schmuck going up to these hot looking women. You know, I've just heard no so many times. It's just amazing, or just not interested. They don't want to hurt your feelings. You know, not my job. I'm not there to educate. Look, you just have to put yourself in their situation. They're a hot woman that holds currency, would have the ego or not. They choose, they decide. I mean, you blame them. That's how it works. And that's why I kind of like, one of the massage parlors. That's it's as much as I don't like what I call potluck. At least you go in there and you get a little bit of self service. They help you. They help you out a little bit. That's kind of cool. And it's a shame, in a way. But you know, what are your alternatives? What are your alternatives if when you don't when women don't give you a chance? What do you? I'm sorry. One guy said lower your expectations. No, sorry. Like my dick gets hard if I see what I like, and otherwise lower your expectations. Why don't you just go after something if you're straight, then go gay or something. I don't know. Like, see how retarded that sounds? Lower my expectation. I like what I like. Period. End of story. Do you eat garbage food when you're hungry? It depends. It depends. You know, but there are places that have decent food you can get 24 hours. So that's it's a bad analogy. It's a bad comparison. You know. Hold on a second. I'm not done yet. Sorry, I had to spit that out. But the whole idea is that people, society, they try to pigeonhole you and box you into a certain way of thinking and being, and you're this, categorizing you. They ask me, "What do you do?" Dancing. I said, "Look, I am what I am. I do what I. That's it. Like I do what I do. I'm wired the way that I am. I try to continually learn. Um, a big thing is about not allowing people to get under your skin, controlling your emotions, which is an art in of itself. I know how to do it because I have studied, read, learned how to avoid and not allow people. They one up you. If they can get us. If they get, I can piss anybody off. I'm a master at that, definitely. But that doesn't do anything for me. That doesn't give me. That doesn't help me get to where I need to go in life. So you know, it's like you could have a worthless talent. I remember was it in front of Bellagio? There was some guy sitting like on all fours. He was sitting on his ass in the corner, like on the concrete, with a little sign saying, "I can solve the Rubik's cube for $1." He's holding a Rubik's cube. Worthless talent. I'm sorry. It's cute, to watch somebody do it for. I remember this one guy says, "I can put myself inside of the mailbox for like $5." He goes, I said, "I'm not going to pay $5 to watch you stuff yourself in there." He goes, "I'll do it for free." And he showed me. He went in there and he was able to contort himself to fit inside of this thing, and then looked at me as for a reaction. There's people out there that have all these weird talents that aren't bankable and they ain't nothing. I remember in Vegas there was a woman. I think she was the Guinness World Record holder for the longest fingernails. Longest. And they were so long that they curl. That they were. It was like this long. They curl. Like it was ridiculous. There's probably people out there that have an immense fetish to see that. They would jack off. That would be like their ultimate fantasy to see a woman with nails like that. I could care less. So, I don't know how much money that person makes or whatever like that. It can't be that big of a deal. The longest hair, whatever. I I'm just saying there's a lot of things that aren't a big deal. They're unique, but it's not a big deal. And I don't know what to say about it. I don't know. It's their way of standing out or something like that. They're hoping to make a living off their uniqueness or a talent or something like that. good luck. I mean, there's a lot of people. I have a friend, like, he's doing art, his whole life on and off, and he does greeting cards for his mom. That's it. He doesn't, that's all. He doesn't know how to promote himself, and it's incredibly challenging. An artist. There's so many fucking people that do art. You're the performing art. It's kind of art anything. You know. Anyway, that's mine. So it's like, there's no clear cut road. You could try to pave your own road, but literally you could be paving it nowhere. Like I was saying, I was walking down MacArthur, but I went about, once I got about 3.5 miles away, I stopped. I said, I'm not going the right way. I stopped, and I was not happy walking all the way back. I was not happy. But you know what? I did make it back, and it took a while, but I did make it all the way back, and eventually I got to my destination where I needed to go. But it was fucking fucked up to walk that far out of the way. So, sometimes in life, take a step back and realize if you're at that point where it's like, dude, there's nowhere to go. Like, I'm going. I got to go all the way back now while I still can. In life, whatever it is, I don't know what to tell you. Like, whatever thing you feel like you're wasting your time doing this, just fucking stop, and assess, and maybe reach out for some guidance. And ask somebody and say, hey. And that's what my friend John did. He helped me. Like, I couldn't find out how to get there. He pointed me in the right direction. He didn't walk me there. I mean, it was cool talking to him on the phone as I'm walking all the way to where I needed to go. But once I got back, like, I was like, let me save my battery on my phone. I think I can do this now, and I did get there. It was a long way, man. It was a long fucking way that I got to where I needed to go. So, ask yourself in life, if you think you're going in the wrong direction, stop, assess, and man, you're looking at a long fucking trek to go back and get on the right track if there is one. That's all I can tell you. I stayed with school. I've been working on doctorate level work for almost 4 years now. I'm a little over halfway. 4 years. Well, a little less than 4 years. I started when I was 44. I'm 48, but I didn't start. I started when I was closer to 45. 3.5 years, realistically. At least 3.5, 3 3/4, 3.75, 3 3/4, whatever. And I have no intention of stopping. It's a slow grind. Eventually, you get there. If you do, well, unless you get dismissed from your program, like I was from one. But I'm literally I'm in 2 doctoral programs. So as long as one works, I'm kind of happy. That doctorate degree doesn't guarantee you shit. Okay, it doesn't guarantee you shit. But you know what? I don't know what else to do. So until something better comes along, I fucking go the long route. As you should too. If you don't have a better route, go the long, to something that eventually could lead somewhere. But it's going to take you longer. Stop looking for the fast and easy because it's not there. It's not there. As much as society tries to push it, it ain't fucking there, man. It's like the gold rush, that first person who ever discovered in 1848. They said it was discovered in 1849, but it was actually first discovered in 1848, late 18. Then in 1849, everybody and their fucking mother came to California. Okay? Just like the crypto thing in Bitcoin in 2008 or whatever. Now everybody, 10 years ago, whatever. There's not, it's not none left. It's already too late. All the gold's been found already where it was. Just like Bitcoin in 2008, 2009. People that were first started with that was the time. You're too late to the party, dude. You're too fucking late. You're hoping for $1 million Bitcoin. Could it go? But all these people looking for the fast and easy. Wait till they fucking get robbed like I did. Buddy John, you know, he did it with Dogecoin, but he got robbed too. Anyway, that's all for now. We'll continue this. We'll continue this next time. Hope you came away with something in this one. Thin Steve Chocolate. Who the fuck are you anyway? Thin